Hello everybody, how are you doing? Welcome back to Man City Unplugged, your very own Man City fan channel. It's Pep Guardiola's final match at the Etihad Stadium. It feels no, it still feels. I know. Is it a dream that I'm telling it? Because to be honest, none of us expected. To be honest, none of us expected Pep Guardiola to. I mean, we knew he would go out at some point, but none of us expected him to leave at the end of this season. We all thought he would leave probably at the end of his contract next season. So let's not pretend that we all knew it all came as a surprise for us. It was all a big surprise for us. Trafford starting, that's interesting. Could it be his farewell? Stone starting, Ake starting, Diaz starting, Rico Lewis starting. Interestingly, it could well be the last match all of our backline plus the keeper plays for us. Trafford is rumored to leave. I don't think Trafford will want to be a second choice or something like that. He is much more talented than that. So Trafford is there to leave. Rico Lewis will go out for sure. Stones is leaving. Of course, Ake is leaving. Excuse me for that. And Ruben Diaz is, I think, is not a starter anymore. So literally, you're looking at a back four that is Walker's left, but if I remove Walker, that is Diaz, Stones, and Ake are the back three that have actually led you to what a ball that is. I mean that is just absolutely excellent for Rico Lewis. Just look at it defensively. It may not be strongest thing, but the way he's made that run into the channel and Semenyo's had the chance to push that ball through. Just look at it. This is typical Pep. This is typical Pep. Just look at the run Rico Lewis has made there. Beautiful, beautiful. And then Semenyo. Let's see if everything's working well or not. Bernardo Silva. I mean, this is almost like a team. It just feels so emotional to watch this set of players that have given us so much in the last for 5 years. That is excellent there from Savinho. Wow, what a run that is from Savinho. What a run that is there. That is from Savinho. That one. Just look at it, beautiful there from Savinho. The run, he just could not keep it inside. But what is Savinho's future there under Maresca? Just don't know. Rumors are City are looking for 40, 50 million for him, if not 60 million. So, so in a way, it almost feels players on the field for the last time. Of course, yes, there is Foden and Semenyo will be there, but in general, the back four, the keeper's not so much with the Pepera, but in general, Bernardo Silva, the back four, and Ulrico Lewis was someone who Pep rated so highly. John Stones' header would be beautiful. Savinho there. Good switch into Semenyo. Almost a good ball in by Semenyo over there. City have started well. City are playing well. There's been an early goal at Wolves. Armstrong taking the penalty for Wolves, and that's it. Tejani Reinders playing as a cam today with Nico Gonzalez and Bernardo Silva holding. It's very interesting that Enzo Fernandez has been linked to City. I mean, very strong links. Very strong links. I mean, and it seems that Enzo Maresca is driving that move, and Enzo Maresca's favorite formation is 4-2-3-1, at least on paper to start with, and then you shift into what all other things, the formations, but 4-2-3-1, so that's interesting. So I probably think Enzo Maresca might be looking at Enzo Fernandez to play that box to box role. I mean, 4-2-3-1 with Haaland up top and Sherky in the middle, Doku, Semenyo either side. He had Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez there. I think he had included Rodri and Enzo Fernandez. That's actually interesting. We have Chandran here. He says, yo mate, how are you doing, buddy? How are you feeling? If the comments gone, I don't know where, but yeah. Aston Villa on the attack, the ball's not good. The ball's not good. Aston Villa on the attack and the ball's not good. So Pep Guardiola and Pep Linders both are leaving. That is interesting. So this is not something that Pep has planned. I'll tell you for that. Pep had planned to build this team as well. Otherwise, he will not hire Pep Linders and Colo Torre for his next iteration. There's something that's changed at the end of this season. Could be family issues. That's what a lot of people are telling. Are family issues. That's what has changed. I will not believe that Pep has always known that he'll be leaving. Otherwise, why will he hire Pep Linders and Colo Torre and buy Semenyo, Gehi and everyone? What a ball that is by Savinho. Tijani Reinders, that link up is superb. And Tijani Reinders, a lot of people have not seen the best of Tijani Reinders, so that will be interesting. Enzo Fernandez is an interesting bit for me. I don't think we're getting both. I mean, assuming Rodri stays. If Rodri goes, then yeah, you can say you're getting both Enzo Fernandez and uh, Elliot Anderson. But assuming Rodri stays, I think you're getting one of Enzo Fernandez and Elliot Anderson. I would still prefer Elliot Anderson over Enzo Fernandez. First thing is just because of the human being. Elliot Anderson is at least what we know from looking on the outside. But does Enzo Fernandez as a person suit the ethos of this club? I doubt. He could be a talented player, but does he suit the ethos of this club? Does he suit what this club represents? I don't know the answer to that. But probably another important thing could be, does he suit what Enzo Maresca wants to do technically with this team? Maybe it does. And on Semenyo, one on one, good defending there. Very good defending, I must say. Nico Gonzalez could be on his way out. So a lot of things will change. Savinho could be on his way out, like I said before, and so Nico Gonzalez could be on his way out. We do not know the position of Rodri. Will be an interesting summer, I must say. Savinho with the ball. Nathan Ake, can he cross it into the box? Good combination play. Bernardo Silva. That is excellent there, Bernardo Silva. How we are doing? How are you feeling, Bayaji? Bayaji says emotional day for us. But if you have noticed this season, we have either drawn or lost late night matches at 12:30. Can think of only two wins: Madrid away and Palace home recently. And also those late 12:30 matches. Burnley was not particularly good. Burnley we just scraped through 1-0. West Ham 1-1. All of those late night matches now I'm remembering. Yes, Palace, of course, they were tired. So we didn't do well in all of those late night matches. I don't know why. Yes. Don't know. Yes, exactly. By exactly. West Ham 1-1, for example. Yes. We haven't done well in those late night matches. Nottingham Forest was another late night match where it was 2-2. If we would have even won half of those late night matches by Aji, we'll be champions today. What do you think of Enzo Fernandez to City Bayaji? It has strong links coming today. Hugo Viana, it seems, is going all out to buy Enzo Fernandez because Enzo Maresca wants Enzo Fernandez at all costs. What do you think about us getting Enzo Fernandez? And they say that 4-2-3-1 is what Maresca's preferred formation is. So Enzo Fernandez in place of Bernardo Silva. What do you think about that? Imagine what the rivals will feel if we get both Elliot Anderson and Enzo Fernandez. Why is this even this Bournemouth game? Yes, a FA Cup win, but still should have done better and take the title to the final day. Shit way to go out of the race. I actually think Bayaji that Bournemouth game was always gonna be difficult because and also I think there's a bit of a coincidence to this late night games 12:30 games. It's interesting to mention that because I'll just get onto that. Savinho is driving. That is excellent from Savinho. Wonderful from Savinho there. He is extremely direct on that left wing. He is with that 12:30 games by I think most of those 12:30 games, I mean all of those 12:30 games are midweek games, right? Which Tuesday, Wednesday, that is when they're scheduled at 12:30, right? So it just means that either you're played on a Saturday or a Sunday and then playing on a Wednesday and again you have another game on a Sunday. So I think it's almost that whenever you played those midweek games, you're playing in fixture congestion. And also, if you notice the common theme, Bernardo Silva was always playing those games. And I don't think at this age, at the level of fitness Bernardo Silva is in, of course, age catches up to everybody. I don't think Bernardo Silva was fit enough to play those midweek games. I don't think Bernardo Silva. I don't think Bernardo Silva would have. had the fitness to run that midfield through those midweek games. You look at Bournemouth as well. Before the Bournemouth game, Bernardo played in the FA Cup. He played in the match before that. I think it was Palace. So Bernardo was always playing all of that run of games, and Bernardo looked tired in that game. I think West Ham won one. I still remember Bernardo looking tired there. And also, I think Pep did not have a. Yeah, but I sort of agree with you. Pep didn't utilize the squad properly, and the likes of Tijani, Foden, and Omar didn't step up when we needed them. Another reason not to win the title. But also, by I think who was Bernardo Silva's replacement is my question mark. Mateo Kovacic was just fit. So Mateo Kovacic was not the answer. Pep maybe thought Tijani Reinders, looking at the profile of the player Tijani Reinders is, Pep maybe thought at the start of the season Tijani Reinders was the one who could help him rotate Bernardo Silva with. Did not work out. In the Burnley match, if you remember, he put Nico Riley hoping that probably he could be Bernardo. Yes, Bernardo played there, but he thought Nico Riley could be Bernardo's replacement. Nico Riley could not do that. So I don't think we had an alternative to Bernardo Silva, to be honest. And I think that was part of the problem. It's almost like if you take out Declan Rice out of the Arsenal team, I think they struggled to even get 65 points. I think we had a huge Bernardo Silva problem, and I think first thing Enzo Maresca has to do, and Hugo Bien have to do, is go and address that Enzo Maresca problem and see whatever the solution is. Why says Enzo is a trouble guy. A month ago he was dancing on Madrid tunes. Better get Tonali and Anderson combo. Anderson wants to play for us, and Anderson can play that box to box role, can play a CDM role, can do everything. So I would say elect Anderson for me as well, to be honest. Why says why the fuck Omar not playing today? Two chances went nowhere without the striker, and why the fuck is Semenyo playing today? I'll not understand. I thought he'll probably give a chance to Ryan Makaido on the right and maybe Omar Marmoush, Foden as Cam and Omar Marmoush playing. I don't understand why Tijani Reinders is playing today, to be honest. Arush is here. Hey Arush, how you doing, mate? Says, hey, how much would you rate our kit? Haven't seen it properly, Arush. Haven't seen it properly. I've read the discussions about that in social media, but I have not seen it properly. So, the new kit. Is it a penalty? I don't know. Baiji says Pep didn't utilize the squad properly. We did that. Baiji says Bournemouth game, that midfield looked like we were still in the last season. Today suddenly remembers Nico G. I mean, I just think Baiji he should have trusted. He should have trusted Nico Gonzalez to fill in that Bernardo Silva role when Rodri came back. Rodri, Nico Gonzalez, and Ryan Sherky or Ryan Sherky. Foden was out of form. So Rodri, Nico Gonzalez, and Ryan Sherky would have actually been outstanding. That midfield it would have had physicality, everything, the ability to contest duels, everything, and leave Nico Gonzalez by Aji. Ryan Sherky, what the fuck did Ryan Sherky do? How many games did Ryan Sherky play? Mate played, Ryan Sherky dude played half of the matches which Bruno Fernandes has. And Ryan Sherky has more open play assists than Bruno Fernandes. 13 assists for Ryan Sherky despite playing half the minutes of Bruno Fernandes. Remember, if Ryan Sherky would have started every game, the dude would have had 25 assists. Ryan Sherky, people are not realizing, Ryan Sherky is the Erling Haaland of playmakers. And we can see it already. During his first season, dude clocked 13 assists, playing half the matches. If you combine all of his minutes together, half the matches, 19 matches, 13 assists. That is mental. What the hell is that? That is absolutely mental. Arush says, what's Rico's future? I don't think he's staying. The entire backline is gone, Arush. That's what I was talking about a little bit earlier. Oh, James Trafford. Mostly he'll be leaving. He'll not want to be number two. Stone's leaving. Ake leaving. Rico Lewis is leaving. I don't see future for him. They're telling loan move and then a permanent deal. Ruben Diaz, I think, will be slowly phased out. Because Ruben Diaz is behind Guardiola, Cusano, Gehi. He's at least behind three defenders right now, Ruben Diaz, and you don't see him getting back. Because he does not have the pace of Cusano or Gehi or so I don't see a way back for Ruben Diaz here. Gautam just say the citizens, hey Gautam, how you doing? How you feeling, mate? Pep final game. And also Gautam, Enzo Fernandez links. Enzo Fernandez links. Aru says people expect too high from us. Our players have been great in any season. Actually, Gautam was telling it that beautifully that last season we were shit, and this season we win two domestic cups, finishing a top two in the Premier League, just 3 points behind Arsenal, maybe a little bit more, but 3 points behind Arsenal. So in a transition season, that is bloody bonkers. That is absolutely great, actually. So it's just that is what Pep has done, Arush. That is what Pep has done to this fan base. That is what Pep has done to us. He has, you know, seduced us into that habit of winning so much that every time you lose, even a simple Carabao Cup match, you feel shit. You feel absolute shit. And honestly, I think we must feel proud of that culture that Pep has instilled in us. We don't. That's a wonderful goal there, Anton Semenyo. What a goal that is from Anton Semenyo. Dude only scores worldies. That is an absolutely beautiful goal from Anton Semenyo. That is not easy. That is not an easy goal. Dude only scores absolute worldies. Dude only scores absolute. This is a world class goal from Semenyo. Not an easy goal at all. Beating the keeper at the far post from that angle. The principles of mathematics and trigonometry would say no, not possible. Just look at it. I'll look at the replay again. Not such an easy goal. You could to beat the keeper from that angle and pick out the far corner. And it's instinctive as well on the half volley. I mean on the full. Not an easy goal at all. The dress of Pep is beautiful, to be honest. Why says so today we scored from the corner. Gautam says what a beautiful jersey. Uh, which you are playing today. I didn't realize that we were playing with the new jersey today. I'm sorry about that. Right, it's beautiful. It's very very good. Right, Gautam. It's jersey is very very good. It's beautiful. The jersey which I didn't like was the green one, the third kit, the green jersey. 10 years ago you came, totally changed our game. One of the fans was writing there. Yeah, it's like Pep Guardiola has instilled in us such a habit for winning that you just can't want not to win. And I think this is the habit that, for example, in the international arena, England doesn't have, which Spain has, which France has, which Brazil has, which Barcelona has in the club level, which Real Madrid has. This is what Pep has instilled in us. So if there's one thing which you can take away from that, it is this. It is this habit that Pep has instilled in us. Why this is Enzo better unlock Foden? He can be pivotal to win the league. Enzo would just be. I think he is not a good person. I mean, at least looking at the antics has done off late Enzo, he might not be that great of a person probably, but he can very well unlock Foden because Enzo Fernandez has got a beautiful shot on him as well. Excellent work rate is very very good. That he gives 100% for the jersey. That's interesting. The Enzo Fernandez this thing. Just imagine Enzo Fernandez and Ryan Cherky playing in that midfield. Wow. Why says wanted Jabi over Maresca for his league winning experience. Being assistant to Pep means nothing. I also think, Bayaj, I think tactically, I think people are underrating Enzo Maresca a little bit. I think, especially looking at when he was at Chelsea, how he's. I mean, if you look at the season before this, how Enzo Maresca unlocked that duo of Nicholas Jackson and Cole Palmer, and how they were scoring goals for fun. That's very interesting. And also in the squad, you have Erling Haaland, who is 100 times probably better than than Nicholas Jackson, and you have Ryan Cherky, who's much better than Cole Palmer. So if Enzo Maresca clearly can unlock that. What he's done with Jackson used to make the runs, Palmer used to play the ball. I think if Enzo Maresca can do that to Haaland Cherky duo, that would just be out of this world, to be honest. And also, I think tactically Enzo Maresca is very astute. I probably think you could. There's nothing to suggest that Xabi Alonso is better tactically than Enzo Maresca. There's nothing to suggest. Yes, he's won the league with Leverkusen, but then Xabi Alonso has won the league with Leverkusen, having the players that he wanted, and Chelsea would never give Enzo Maresca whom he wanted. So I don't think you can judge him with that. But what you can judge is from when Enzo Maresca is gone, it looks as if Caicedo is and Enzo Fernandez and Chelsea's defense is shit, and Chelsea cannot score a goal. So and also Enzo Maresca has won things, He has people say he has won Leicester City the promotion, but it's just Leicester City. But in the last 4 years, Leicester City has undergone three relegations. The only promotion they got was when Enzo Maresca was with him. So that clearly means something. He's won the Conference League with that Chelsea group. He's won the Club World Cup with that Chelsea group. Well, you could say only the Club World Cup, but then we couldn't win it, right? If it's only the Club World Cup, why couldn't we win it with a good squad? Why couldn't other teams win it with a good squad? Yes, it might only be the Club World Cup. So, but then why couldn't we win it? And 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 also, I think they rate Enzo Maresca's man management skills highly as well. Gautam says, never thought we'll have a stream like this where Pep is no longer going to be the manager in the next match. I don't know who will watch our streams from incognito to make changes. Gautam, those memories with Pep are just out of this world, Gautam. Really, thinking about that. It's actually making me a bit emotional thinking about that. 65th minute, 70th minute, we all used to discuss bring Doku on, and suddenly 2 minutes later, Doku used to come. And then we would say bring Foden on. 2 minutes later, Foden used to come, and we were like the walkie-talkie to Pep Guardiola from our stream is on. He's watching our stream. I mean, those memories are just something else. It takes me back to that Aston Villa game where we were all together like this. I think it was 3 years ago, 2-0 down in the dumps. Coutinho scores the goal. Steven Gerrard celebrating on the touchline. 75 minutes gone. We thought destiny had it, Liverpool winning. And then very emotional day. 5 minutes later, 3-2, and we were winning. Holding on for the final whistle. That Istanbul. Akanji giving the ball away to Lautaro Martinez. All of us holding our breath. Final corner from Inter Milan. Ederson flapping the ball away. I mean, so many memories, so many memories. We'll do a special video on that. So many memories, making me a bit emotional, to be honest. Arush says Maraska has been with us and thus he knows how this club works and what to do with the fans and hierarchy expect. That is an important aspect. He's worked with the EDS and all that's an aspect as well, and also tactically what is done to Chelsea, how he's got and also Maraska interestingly has won everywhere he went. It could be anything. He has won everywhere he went. He can only win the competitions you compete in, right? He is one, he's promoted. Leicester, like I told, and after Mariska went, Leicester have been relegated 3 times. They're now in the Division 1 or Division 2. I think they've been relegated from Division 1 or 3 relegations after Mariska left. So He's won things with Chelsea. Just look at what happened to Rosanir at Chelsea. So you cannot underestimate that fact. Gautam says Maresca has been disrespected by a lot, even by our own fan base. Yes, Luis Enrique would have been great, but I trust our ownership. Exactly, Gautam. Exactly. I think Gautam. What we must remember is Pep Guardiola, when he was joining Barcelona, did not come with three Champions Leagues and being a top coach. Pep Guardiola was in once as in even more inexperienced as Enzo Maresca. It took a club like Barcelona to reject a Jose Mourinho. If you look at the comparisons today, yes, Luis Enrique would have been better. Yes, Jose Mourinho at that time was a Champions League winner. At that time was a Premier League winner with Chelsea. He's won numerous trophies already. He's broken the Premier League when the Barcelona job came. He had to choose Pep Guardiola. So it's the same equivalent of us choosing Enzo Maresca or Luis Enrique. And Enzo Maresca is little bit more experienced than what Pep was when he was joining Barcelona. Every great manager today was once a young manager, and it took a club to trust him and give him whatever he wanted to for him to be what he is. I'm actually in a way excited. We have a young manager in terms of experience. We have a young manager, we have a squad in transition. If not now, when we as fans will get to stand behind the club, I think these are the moments. You don't need fans to stand behind the club when we have won three Premier Leagues in a row or when you won the Champions League and coming into the next season. You need the support of fans right now in a transitional moment. A young and inexperienced manager who everybody is telling is doomed to fail. An inexperienced group of players coming in like your Nico O'Reilly's and all a new group of players coming in. We are entering into a new era. I mean, yes, Pep is going and emotional, but also exciting to see what the new era brings. A new transfer director, everything. It's a transition. It's a transition, and it could just be beautiful. What a strike, just above the bar, but what a strike from Tijani Reinders. If you believe in it, it would be as beautiful as butterfly emerging from a cocoon. That's how it could be. That's how it could be if you believe in this club. Arush says, words can't express how much Pep has done for us. 10 years, even at a corporate job, is a big thing. Pep has done this and one of the biggest clubs in the last decade and a half, and it's even more tougher, Arush, than a corporate job because 10 years in a corporate job, I don't think you're so. There's no corporate job where you're so much emotionally invested. I just don't think we can even compare this to a corporate job. It's much tougher because I think it's interesting. Pap in his interviews has said it is 24 hours. It is 24 hours. It is 24 hours. You never even get the chance to switch off. And also, each decision we take, Pep tells it impacts the future of the players, it impacts everything. So, each decision leaves a mark on you, whether it is successful or not. He was speaking about the regret that he should have maybe given more chances to Joe Hart, and an older, wiser version of him now would have given more chances to Joe Hart and stuff like that. So I think it's beyond the thing. When Pep Guardiola came, everyone said, could he do it on a wet, windy night at Stoke? And when he's leaving, they are saying, and when he's leaving, Pep Guardiola has changed how football is played in England. Pep Guardiola has changed how keepers are passing out, keepers are playing, how keepers are training, how keepers are passing out from the back, even in non-league football. That is 13, 14 divisions down. That is his effort. Pep Guardiola has changed how small kids in school are playing with the goalkeeper, with the defender split, how the goalkeepers are passing to the defenders. I don't think even when Sir Alex Ferguson left, I don't think he has had such an impact. I don't think Alex Ferguson has changed grassroots football in England. Alex Ferguson could be the best manager England has seen and all of that. People say that, but for me it's Pep Guardiola because I do not think there was a manager who changed how grassroots football is played. There's not been a manager who has inspired, the set of managers coming through. You can have your Andoni Iraola, you can have your all of these managers who have been inspired by Pep Guardiola there. That is wonderful. Not even Jurgen Klopp changed how football's played, and I have great respect for Jurgen Klopp. Savinho there, Gotham Savinho is trying to find a goal. Can you please offer your attacking bliss to him? It might very well be the final game Savinho plays for us. Gotham says, Savinho, man, at least use your brain. Gotham, does Savinho even know he has a brain? Everything's good about Savinho, Gotham. It's just that he cannot know how to shoot. If Savinho knew how to shoot, wow, what a player he would be. Bayaji says, Bayaji says, get ready for ultra high line football and to concede even more counter goals and over the top balls. That's why Kushanov is even more important. Kushanov is even more important in this setup. Baiji says Savio is shit, absolute shit. Can't believe we didn't sell him at the start of the season. Waste of space, sell him today. It seems Ferran Soriano vetoed the move. That's what is coming through. Gautam says one man, countless memories, legacy for life. Well put, Gautam. That is wonderfully put. One man, countless memories, legacy for life. And also Gautam, it's interesting that uh, following Pep Guardiola for a decade, like if you've been following, if you would have been in your twenties, starting your twenties, which when Pep Guardiola arrived at England, and by the time Pep Guardiola is leaving, you would have lived the entire twenties of your life with him. I mean, with following City and following Pep Guardiola, that's a significant thing. If you have been like a 10 years old when Pep Guardiola came, now you'd be entering your 20s again. Your schooling would have been over, and also if you've been in 30s, 30s would have been over. 40s you're entering. That's another phase of life. So I mean, so whichever era you've started following Pep in, he has taken a decade of your life with you. He's taken a decade being a part of your life. City, you'll City's press conferences or you're watching City play. You'll not have Pep Guardiola on the touchline when you've been accustomed to seeing him for a decade. You're accustomed to seeing that he does not play CDM in the Champions League final. He does not play a Cam in the FA Cup final. He does not, and he does not play Cam at Bournemouth when that was. All of those things. You have accepted the beautiful thing about this 10-year journey with Pep Guardiola is each of us, all of us fans, in our different way, have accepted Pep Guardiola's flaws, have accepted Pep Guardiola's greatness and also his flaws and also his crazy thinking and have owned it. It's almost like you accept the person you love. Could be a life partner, could be anyone for who they are, even though they make good decisions, bad decisions. That's what you've accepted who Pep Guardiola is, and that's it almost feels a part of your life is going. You know how it feels, to be honest. It feels when Sachin Tendulkar left the Indian team. I used to follow Sachin Tendulkar, a fan a lot, and when he left, it was just so absolutely emotional. That final match against West Indies and all uh, it's the same feeling now. I never imagined I could feel so bad, but I just felt so bad. Then when Sachin left, and this is the time I'm feeling after a long time. Then I'm feeling the same now that Pep Guardiola is leaving. Again, I'll say one man, countless memories, a legacy for life. Aru says, love seeing our legends in the stand. Always a pleasure to see our legends on the in the stand. And also, it's great, Arush, that they have built a mosaic wall. I don't know if you've seen that for Edison, for Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva had that Real Madrid moment in that mosaic wall. I don't know what is Edison's, and John Stones had that goal line clearance against Liverpool 2018-19 season. Gotham says, well, in always hopeful when we get anything from Chelsea, it works. And who knows, Gautam, who knows, 10 years later, if Enzo Maresca is still there, Who just knows anything can happen? Just know. We just don't know. You just don't know. For all you know, in Zamaraska might be the gem there, a hidden gem. And also the thing about Enzo Maresca is here we have a manager who wanted to come to the club, who did not take severance package from Chelsea. He just walked away from a Chelsea job, knowing that he will wait for one more year if Pep doesn't go this season. So Enzo Maresca wanted this club more than ever. Even that is there, and we generally go for players who want to come to play for us more than the money. Just like we left Alexis Sanchez because he didn't want to come to us. So on the positive side, Enzo Maresca wanted City as well. He wanted City so badly. And also with Enzo Maresca, guys, the thing is, after Enzo Maresca left our elite development squad, of course he won the Premier League too with the EDS. And when he left our elite development squad, he went to Parma for a managerial stint. It didn't work out for him. And then City bought him back. City were there with him during the tough times. City bought him back. City were there for him. I think he would have remembered that as well. City were absolutely there for him. Tijani Reinders there, and what a stop that is. City were absolutely there for him after that failed stint at Parma. So I think this is a relationship that extends maybe a long way back. It extends at least 7, 8 years back, if not a decade. So and I think it's rare nowadays that you have such a bond between a club and a manager as well. Where do you see that? In which club do you see that? The bond between a club and a manager, like that Pep City has had it, and now I think Enzo Maresca and City also might be having it. Nathan Ake could have scored from that. But this is only thing I'm happy about Maresca is that we are continuing with the brand of football instead of changing it for the sake of winning anyhow. And I think that was always the plan. That was always the plan by Ajit to follow the ethos of what Barcelona did, that the culture from the under nines to the first team should be the same. They should be talking the same language. The manager could change, players could change, but the ethos must continue, and that is the footsteps we are going in. To be honest, Gautam says a lot depends on the summer window, how it pans out, and outgoings and incomings. True, it will be interesting to see what transfer incomings there could be. Baj says, yes, Gautam. I was always thinking the same other day. Chelsea rejects have worked wonders for us. KDB, right? KDB just comes to mind. Gautam says the reason why United crumbled was not because of Moyes taking over from Alex Ferguson. It was their ownership. It was their ownership who messed up. Should score. And also Gautam, if you look at the Sir Alex Ferguson and the ownership thing, Sir Alex Ferguson left when it was the final year of with it. He left when it was the final year with that United squad. Final year of that cycle. You had a lot of old players in it, right? The squad needed rebuilding immediately. And it is almost like if Pep left last year without any of these signings coming in, then we would have struggled for the next at least 2 years, 3 years, right? But Pep didn't do that. Pep was here because he knew that he obviously will have an effect on the transfer market as well, the pull as well. He makes sure that the rebuild is at least 90% complete. I think if we add two more players, we're ready to this team. And this team has already won two domestic cups and this thing. So what Pep has done is he has inbuilt that he has that winning mentality in this new team as well. Won two domestic cups, competing for the title race experience, which Alex Ferguson didn't do. And obviously, United didn't have a specific style that could be continuation. They tried Moyes, they tried Van Gaal, they tried Mourinho, they tried Ole. I mean, a lot of contrasting styles after that. Baji says Bayern are like Indian voters going after freebies. Well said, Baji. Well said. Baji says zero improvement from Sabi all season. Always the same shit. The finishing is just not there. The finishing is just not there. But again, Doku was shit in his first two seasons, and then Doku came back, and he's here now. He's the best winger in the Prem and probably top three in Europe right now. So I don't know. And Savio is just 21. We could sell him or maybe even give him 2 more years. I don't know about that. It could be anything. Stones and Ake rolling back the yesteryears. Aru says we should have sold him to Spurs. That was huge what they offered for him. Ferran Soriano vetoed it, and they saw something in him. To be honest, I mean, it's they saw something in him. So because if you would have sold Savio to Spurs and Savio became a hit there, then again fans will come here and will say, why did we sell Savio? He performed so well in La Liga. He's just 21 and all of that. So it was worth taking a chance when you got Savio for free. I think with Savio the thing is you didn't have anything to lose. You virtually got him for free because he was scouted by our sister team clubs and also he was already in the City group already. So we have literally paid $0 for him. So even if you get 30 million for him in the worst case scenario, that's pure profit. So I think you had nothing to lose with Savio. So you could maybe have taken the chance on Savio. Gautam says Maraska needs just one major trophy for the fan base to stand by him and back him with full faith. And I think Maraska, whenever he's done a full season everywhere, he's won a trophy, I think, right? He's not done full season this season. Last season, he's won a trophy with Chelsea, with Leicester, he's won a trophy. So whenever he's done a full season with the club, he's won at least one trophy. Aru says, hope we come back to the clip of you saying that Maraska could be a hidden gem. Hopefully, Arush, hopefully, and all of us fans, everyone here want that as well. Maraska could be a hidden gem. Maraska could be what Pep Guardiola was when he began his Barcelona journey in 2008. That's what we want Mariska to be, honestly. By says Pep leaving City squad in much better condition quality wise, which than the one he inherited in his first season, which is full of oldies. Mariska better win a major trophy next season with this with this squad, and also he's instilled that winner mentality as well. Bayaj, he's instilled that absolute winner mentality in this squad as well. He's cleared everything out mostly. He's taking out all of his players with him. I mean, all of Stones and everyone. He's taking the old guard out with him, so there'll be no trouble. This is absolutely set up for Enzo Maresca there. Baji says Tijani and Savio, brothers from different mothers. Do bhai, dono tabai. But I've seen Tijani Reinders at AC Milan, and you know what AC Milan fans were saying when we bought him? 70 million is a steal, buddy. 70 million is an absolute steal for Tijani Reinders as Ballon d'Or material. That's what a lot of Milan fans said. And I'll reserve the judgment, Bayaji, because Riyad Mahrez was shit for almost 2 years when he came to City. And Mahrez was one of the best wingers, has won a title, won Leicester City the title pretty much on his own, along with Vardy and N'Golo Kante. So Riyad Mahrez took almost 2 years to adapt. So I'll actually reserve my Rodri took 1.5 years to adapt. So I'll reserve my judgment with Tijani Reinders, especially a midfield player. So next season we'll see what Tijani Reinders can do, to be honest. Gautam says, I always believe if we had Semenyo and Gehi before, we would have won this league as well. We haven't lost a single game since the Madrid defeat. Gautam, even in that Madrid defeat, Gautam, yes, today's Pep's farewell, I don't want to say anything there, but even in that Madrid defeat, Gautam, Pep Guardiola played Semenyo as a cam and played Savio on the right wing. When you had Phil Foden and Ryan Sharkey, two cams sitting there. I don't know why he did that. It was almost for me like 2020 Champions League final when you had Rodri and Fernandinho. You played Ilkay Gundogan as CDM. The same thing happened. Otherwise, we should not have lost to that Madrid side, Gautam. We should not have lost to that Madrid side. If Pep would have just played Ryan Sharkey as Cam, Rodri and Bernardo Silva as the three, Semenyo, Doku, Haaland as your front six, I think we would have beaten Madrid, we would have beaten Bayern Munich as well. PSG I still doubt it, but we would have at least beaten Madrid and Bayern Munich as well. Bayern Munich are not that good defensively as well. We would have beaten both of them. Gautam says Maresca will get Endo or Enzo or Elliot, and if Rodri leaves, he will get both. Uh, who would you prefer, Gautam? Who would you prefer? If you think you had only one choice, it's either Elliot Anderson or Enzo Fernandez. Who would you prefer? After you tell the answer, I'll actually tell that. Gautam says Maresca will bring the better of Tijani Reinders, and year two and Tijani Reinders is far good of a player. I think Gautam, he can play cam, he can play box to box role, he can hold the ball, he can play CDM role once he just gets adjusted to this. Against Fulham, like first game against Wolves. Everyone who saw Tijani Reinders was like, if you remember that assist to Erling Haaland, ball over the top. Wow, what a player. Tijani Reinders, I think 1 goal, 2 assists or something in his first match. And Tijani Reinders against Fulham as well. How he went through and finished his. I don't think he gave an assist that game, but Tijani Reinders is just absolute class. It's just taking him time to adapt. I'll just see the scores of other teams as well, and we'll actually see because I think it's the final day of the fantasy league, and I'm at the top of our league. So let's see. But the second place is just 17 points, so I'll just see. West Ham leads is 0-0. That's interesting. United Brighton 2-0. And Bruno Fernandes gets his assist and he takes and he's gone past Kevin De Bruyne and is actually gone past Kevin De Bruyne. I still and when Kevin De Bruyne was asked who do you think is the best assist maker in this league, and he said, I mean, of course, after De Bruyne, and he said, without a doubt, Bruno Fernandes. He said the courage he has, the balls he plays are superb. And I think if Ryan Sherky would have played all the matches, because Sherky 13 assists playing half of the matches, so Sherky will be close, I think. We've got a Haaland equivalent for goals in terms of assists and Ryan Sherky, but congratulations to Bruno Fernandes for breaking that assist record. I have Harry Maguire, so it's 2-0. Wolves, Burnley is 1-0, so I'm strong with the penalty. Arsenal 1, Palace nil. Gabriel Jesus scoring, a lot of City players scoring today. Fulham 1, Newcastle nil. Why is Fulham scoring? Issa Diop scoring. I have Botman in my team. Liverpool Brentford is 0-0. Wow. I have Salah there, but Forest, Bournemouth 1-0. I have Hill and Forest have scored, and Hill gets a yellow card as well. That is pretty bad. Sunderland 1, Chelsea nil. Who scored here? Let me just check. Hume scores. I have Reeves, so Sunderland 1. That is okay. Spurs 1, Everton nil. This is interesting. I have Palinia there from that match in my fantasy team, so who scores here? Yeah, Palinia scores here. Wow. Joao Palinia scores here. That's a relief because the second place guy in my team is in our league in fantasy is just 17 points behind me. So Kaundinya is here. Hey Kaundinya, how you doing? He says nice thumbnail, Mon. Thank you for that. But Kaundinya, like I said before, it's an emotional day. You know, I'm almost feeling the same emotion when when Sachin Tendulkar played his last match for India in that West Indies Test match, and he was walking off the pitch. You know, that was today. I was really emotional, and today after a long time, today I'm like very emotional with Pep Guardiola. I mean, it's almost like he's been a part of your life for a decade and is suddenly leaving you. Just can't. It's just like Pep's become your muscle memory that you've got used to the crazy things he does, like not playing a cam when two cams are sitting in the Bournemouth on your bench in the Bournemouth match, not playing a CDM when two of the best CDMs are on your bench in the Champions League final, playing Semenyo as a cam when you have Cherki and Foden on the bench against Madrid. You've got used to Pep Guardiola's craziness, greatness, all of his antics. It just feels it's a part of you. So it's just not an era that's ending. It's also sort of a connection you've had with a person that's sort of ending. I think that might be just a bit too emotional, but that's how it feels, to be honest. That's how it absolutely feels. And I've just seen the Pep Guardiola speech also yesterday night. I was sharing it with a couple of friends as well, and he was, and the way Pep started it was, it just touched you. Immediately you had to pause the video and reflect on it for a while. He said, if there was something called as eternal, then it would be here at this club. And I was just pause it and reflect on it. Wow. If there was something called as eternal in your life, then for me it would be here at this club. And it was like, wow, wow, wow. What a man and what a journey we are lucky to be part of. Gautam says Elliot Anderson. Uh, who would you like coming here? Would you like Elliot Anderson or Enzo Fernandez? Because strong links today that Enzo Maresca wants Enzo Fernandez at all costs, and Hugo Viana is going all out to get him. So strong links. Even I would want Elliot Anderson, to be honest. I would want Elliot Anderson as well. But imagine if you have a midfield of Rodri, Elliot Anderson, and Enzo Fernandez. Because we have to remember that Enzo Fernandez, when he's played as I know then what will happen to Serki and Foden. I know, uh, it's difficult. Enzo Maresca is said to be a proponent of 4-2-3-1. Enzo Maresca is said to be an absolute proponent of 4-2-3-1. So I don't know. It's gonna be very interesting, and it seems Tino Livramento. We are going all out for Tino Livramento as well because Enzo Maresca wants a technical fullback who can go on the inside and stuff, and has great recovery pace as well. I think why are we not looking at Coyote? That's my question. Why are we not looking at Coyote? Why are we not looking at Coyote then? I don't know why are we not looking at Coyote. RSS 4231 kind of works with me. 4231 is, I think it's 433 and 4231 are very closely related as well. I think 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3. I think in different phases of play, I think that's how they go. They merge into each other. Probably when Enzo Maresca would, I don't know what's the defensive shape. Probably they say three at the back, defensive shape, and someone like a Reece James went into the midfield at Chelsea. So it's interesting. I think the right back will be very very interesting because does he trust Matthews Nunes or does he go for someone like a Tino Livramento or even a Coyote? That's very interesting because at Chelsea he had someone like a Reece James who he wanted to come into the midfield and stuff. The principles, the foundational principles are there. Foundational principles are there. And then what do you do with Kushano when Guardiola comes back? And I think Enzo Maresca would like a left footer and a right footer. And also again, Arush, I think a question I have in my mind is, again, Arush, a question I have in my mind is, how is Nico O'Reilly different from Enzo Fernandez? How is Nico O'Reilly different from Enzo Fernandez? Because when you watch Nico O'Reilly make those runs whenever he's played in the midfield. When Nico O'Reilly makes those runs, I don't see much differences between Nico O'Reilly making those runs and arriving late, finishing than Enzo Fernandez. Probably Enzo Fernandez has more creativity than Nico O'Reilly, but in terms of the physicality he offers to the midfield and everything, I think Nico Riley could be, and we could very well play Reinhardt now at left back with Nico Riley as in the midfield, and when it's needed, you could always shift Nico Riley out to left back, or you would even put Josko Guardiola left back, Cushinov center back. I mean, there are a lot of variations, so I don't think the need for Enzo Fernandez is as much as the need for Elliot Anderson. I think you bring Elliot Anderson, suddenly CDM box to box role are covered, and then Nico Riley covers you the left back and the box to box role, and probably the cam role as well, a little bit if needed. So I think with Elliot Anderson, and having Nico and having right now means that you do not need Enzo Fernandez and you can still shift around provided Nico Gonzalez is still staying. RSS, if Trafford leaves, who will be a second keeper? I don't think Marcus will be second. Any idea who will sign? No idea at all. RSS, that no idea at all. That and also there's a little bit of murmurs that would Enzo Maresca go with Donnarumma or James Trafford? I mean, little bit of murmurs are there because Enzo Maresca loves ball playing goalkeeper. So I do not know about that. So I think we'll have to wait till the summer. I'm not telling that Enzo Maresca will send Donnarumma out, but again, a new manager, his ideas. He's someone who likes a ball playing goalkeeper, and Trafford plays much better on the ball than Donnarumma. So could be anything. I don't know. Gautam says, have heard in interviews that Maresca is a nerd of football, watches and saves information from different leagues about play styles and advancements, also likes to have control in the game. Exactly. Gautam also likes to have control in the game and also and also is a proponent of youth. He literally promotes youth a lot. His work with our elite development squad, and also he's a bit more direct in terms of playing that final pass than Pep Guardiola. Guardiola's teams, like you've seen last season, that combination between Palmer and Nicholas Jackson. Jackson was making the run and Palmer was playing balls through. And you just look at the players that he's had here. He's having here Erling Haaland and Ryan Sherky. 100 times better than that combination. Enzo Maresca is inheriting Erling Haaland, who's been what I think is it the third time or fourth time is winning the Premier League Golden Boot award. He's inheriting a 26-30 goal striker for sure, and is inheriting an assist maker who's given 13 assists, having only played like 19-20 matches if you just rack up all the minutes together. So and behind them is having a Ballon d'Or winning midfielder, the first midfielder to win a Ballon d'Or in 30 years almost, Rodri. So that's absolutely interesting. He's inheriting a fantastic team and a team that could have won the league in transition. Just like let that get to you. Add Elliot Anderson to this squad. That's all. Gautam says, but doesn't shy away from going. Exactly. I've not come to that comment exactly, Gautam. That's what I was saying. But doesn't shy away from going direct and quick football. Gautam says, Enzo scores more goals than Mariska uses him as a 10 as well, higher up. But again, don't you think, Gautam? Phil Foden could fit that role as well. Phil Foden. We must remember that Phil Foden, before he lost his form, scored 19 goals with zero penalties. 19 goals and 10 of them from outside the box. I think we have. I'm worried about Phil Foden's future here because Phil Foden. I know the roles they play are different, but it will be interesting to see how Enzo Maresca uses Phil Foden. And to be honest, I think, I mean, the interesting part here is when Phil Foden was coming through, Enzo Maresca was his EDS coach. If I'm not wrong, it was that era. Foden, Palmer, and Romeo Lavia and everyone were there. So McAtee and everyone were part of that group. So it's very interesting what he will do with Foden because if anyone knows the strengths of Foden very well, more than himself, it's more than Foden himself, it's Enzo Maresca. Exciting times. and it's 1-1, and it's 1-1. Ole Watkins scores, I think it's 1-1. Conceding from a corner. Win this final match for Pep. Please, guys, win this final match, Pep. RSS, I wouldn't accept benching Nico over Enzo. That's not possible for me if that's what Maresca is planning. I don't, but RS, I don't think Nico and Rodri can. I mean, they can play together, but Nico and Rodri playing together would mean it would become much more defensive. I think only it would become much more defensive. Yes, there could be matches where they could be playing. I've told if earlier that yes, they could play together, but I think it would just become a little bit more defensive. To be honest, I think it will become a little bit more defensive, and both kind of occupy similar kind of positions a bit as well. I don't think both can play. Gautam says rumors also about Mourinho interested in Guardiola. I don't think Guardiola leaves, Gautam. I don't think Guardiola leaves because we do not have because we do not have a left-footed defender. Because we do not have a left-footed defender, right? Kusanov right-footed, Kehi right-footed, whom do we have? We don't have much in there. We don't have a left-footed defender in there, right? So I don't think Guardiola goes. And remember, we bought Guardiola for 100 million. So would Real Madrid want to pay 100 million for a defender? And also, I think looking at what happened to Trent Alexander-Arnold, I think Guardiola also will think people are. It seems that players are also thinking now instead of just going to Real Madrid like that. Just imagine if Trent Alexander-Arnold became available and Liverpool, because they spend so much on Isaac and works, cannot afford him and his wages, and we get Trent for Enzo Maresca. Wow, what would that be? Surely Trent, Ryan Sherky, Erling Haaland, Elliot Anderson, Nico Riley on the left hand side, who's been the best young player. Wow, what a team that would be, guys! Imagine if we get Trent somehow. Wow, that would be Galacticos of defenders. Trent, Josko Guardiola, Margay, Nico Riley, Donnarumma. It would be the five best collection of defenders. Trent, the best in the world at what he does. Guardiola, the best left-footed defender in the world, if you ask me. Nico Riley, the best young player right now. Margay, Donnarumma, the best keeper in the... Wow. And screening them as Rodri, who's a Ballon d'Or winner. Oh, wow. Just imagine we get Trent. Gautam says Trafford has a better chance of surviving than Don in the Maresca era. That's the thing. That's the thing, Gautam. I think unless we see the preseason, we just do not know what is expecting from Donnarumma and how much of a ball playing thing is expecting from Donnarumma. So we'll not know that. Gautam says, while we are talking about keepers, one of my recent scout watch players is FC Freiburg's No Atubolu. Remember this name. He'll surely be a hot topic in European keeper market. I'll watch him. Noah Atubolu. Wait, I'll just already search about him on YouTube so that I'll not forget it. Because your scout watches have been very, very good, Gautam. Noah Atubolu. Yeah, they're telling the true future Manuel Neuer successor. Wow, the true future Manuel Neuer successor. Wow, and honestly, Gautam, Trafford is such a good keeper. He'll also be a big goalkeeper if everything in his career goes well. Because just imagine, he's been in two competitions for us and he's won both. And the saves he's made in the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, the double save in the Carabao Cup final, those saves against Newcastle, everything was superb. I think Trafford is a big goalkeeper as well, to be honest. Aru says if Foden leaves, he'll complete. He'll not leave, Aru. He signed a 4 plus 1 deal. I think a week and a half back, he signed a 4 plus 1 deal with City. So he's there. We are not a club who leaves players like that. We are a club who stands by the players, which is something again I love about this club. In the same way we stood by Anzo Maresca when he's had a bad spell at Parma, and he came back to us as Pep's assistant, was part of the treble season. So all of that Maresca remembers. Just like that the club is standing by Foden. And don't for a moment think this is normal, because when Pep Landers went as a manager to manage some team in France, I think, if I'm not wrong. That season went very bad for him. Liverpool didn't invite him back. Liverpool didn't invite him back. It's rare what City how City treats players, coaches. City treats people. City treats people as human beings. It takes nothing to treat your fellow human beings with kindness, and that's what City does. We are ruthless, but we also stand by players. Aru says, I predicted 2-1. Villa winning in the score predicted. I don't want to see Pep Bernardo join John lose in the last match. No, Arush, I think we have to win this 2-1. We have to win this 2-1. With a John Stones header or a Bernardo. I think a John Stones header or Bernardo Silva goal would just epitomize this a lot. Would just epitomize the Pep Guardiola era perfectly well. Gautam says Trent, Sharky Haaland, UCL nights will be magical. And Nico Riley bombing up. Just imagine the balls that Trent Alexander-Arnold will cross over for Nico Riley arriving late in the box. I think Gautam, you remember how Andy Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold would do that fullback to fullback crosses. They are magical. UCL nights will be magical. I think Trent coming here would just be something else. And by the way, we are talking about Trent, but Nunez has not been that bad again, Gautam. He's got 8 assists. Imagine which other right back in the league has 8 assists. I think he has 8 assists and 3 goals or something, which is like, even if a midfielder has it, you'll be telling good season. Good season. 8 assists, 3 goals. Wow. Nunez, superb. Nunez as well has been very, very good. RSS, yeah, I saw some people arguing that why was Noah Atabolu wasn't picked in the German squad. Yeah, good scout watch. Whenever Gotham scout watches, it's generally the players are quality and good. He has also suggested Givario Reed as one of our right back options. I just checked him out a bit, and again, he's got a little bit inexperience, but that he will learn. But he's very, very good. Givario Reed has been very, very good as well. He plays for, was it Ajax? I think it's Ajax. Gautam says Nagelsmann doesn't want to put pressure on Neuer. Nagelsmann doesn't want to put pressure on himself as well, Gautam. Because if he drops Neuer and Germany doesn't do well, that's it. Nagelsmann is gone. Now, I mean, with Julian Nagelsmann, I'm not. He's technically a very good manager, but I've not rated him highly enough, because for me, Julian Nagelsmann is a bit of a yes man manager as well. He does not have the courage to take those big. Does not have the courage to take those big calls, and that is one positive about Maresca. I think Maresca has the courage to take those big calls. Harris, I've heard he is a beast in penalties. Is that true? Gadam says Atubolu is a freak maverick in a keeper, absolutely relentless keeper. I mean, when I search for him on YouTube skills just now, they're like the first video is with the thumbnail, the true successor to Manuel Neuer, and I was like, wow, someone has that sort of a thumbnail, he must just be a freak. But Trafford is very, very good as well. I see him as a future England goalkeeper and maybe a PL legend as well if everything goes well for him. Trafford is a very good goalkeeper as well, if you ask me. Gautam says yes, absolutely good in penalties as well, just doesn't give up. I'll just check the scores again. Because, like I said, in my fantasy league, I'm first, and the second place guy is just 17 points behind me. So, West Ham leads is still nil-nil. Wow, Brighton United 3-0. Bruno Fernandes scores again. Wow, Burnley Wolves 1-1. Zia Fleming scores. That's interesting. Zia Fleming is in his team. Arsenal 2, Palace nil. Madueke scores. Liverpool 1, Brentford nil. Who scores for Liverpool? Interesting, it seems. Forest and Bournemouth are 1-1. Adrian Tavernier scores. Adrian Trafford assist. I thought I'll put in Trafford, but Liverpool Brentford. Let me check the score. Curtis Jones with the goal and Salah with the assist. Oh, I have Salah as well. Uh, Bajus has 3 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses against current top 10 in away games this season. So many points lost. That's true, that's true. And also, I think we've lost so many points against uh, Chelsea as well. Managerless Chelsea drawing 1-1 and all of that. But interestingly, we have taken more points from Arsenal. 3 points for a win, and Bernardo Silva is leaving. Bernardo Silva is leaving. Everyone's clapping, such an emotional assist. Pep Guardiola is crying. Just wow, just look at this. Wow, I'll just talk about my fantasy team afterwards. But Pep Guardiola is in tears there. Wow, it's emotional. Bernardo Silva is in tears. Pep Guardiola is in tears. It's making me emotional as well, to be honest. Look at that. The mood here is just, it's just so tense. Everybody's in tears. Everybody is in absolute tears. Here, wow, just look at Pep Guardiola, absolutely. I mean, Bernardo Silva, again with Bernardo Silva, I'll actually be remembering that Savio seriously does not have a brain at all. But Bernardo Silva, I'll be remembering his against Real Madrid. He broke Real Madrid absolutely in that Etihad game. Bernardo Silva, he absolutely broke Real Madrid in that Etihad game. The way he scored those 2 goals, he just ran his 2018-19 season. I still remember City versus Liverpool, and Bernardo Silva absolutely ran his heart out. In that game and against Arsenal as well, he absolutely ran his heart out. That is offside. Clearly, that is offside. That is clearly offside. That is offside. That is clearly offside. Ole Watkins was clearly offside. Very emotional scenes here, to be honest. RSS, how many points do you have? I forgot changing my squad, and almost everyone on is on zero right now. Like we play fantasy draft, and Sunderland 2, Chelsea 1. So bloody hell, it's Malo Gusto own goal, and Cole Palmer scores for Chelsea. Is it an offside? I don't know, but you just don't want to see Pep Guardiola losing in his final game. I'm just checking the points. Like the second place guy is on 1611 and I'm on 1628. And it's, I mean, Sia Fleming who scored a goal as well, to be honest. And the goals given, and the goals given, and the Aston Villa players are celebrating the goals given. Counting says, Baj just can't let the goat leave without a win. It was just on side. Counting says 17 points is tough to cover up in a game week. You should be winning it then, hopefully, because anything can happen, you know. A hat trick, a striker, and anything can happen. A defender scores a goal from our opponent, and a clean sheet defender scores a goal, and anything could happen. Bayaji says time to get serious now. Continua says replacing Bernardo, Stones, James Trafford in one season is going to be a huge task. That's actually the beauty of what's actually happened here. Continua. I mean, I think Gautam was it Gautam? I think it was Bayaji. I think who was telling about Sir Alex Ferguson comparison with Sir Alex Ferguson squad in the 2012 season with this. I think one major difference was Sir Alex Ferguson kind of not his mistake. He won the Premier League title, but he left an aging squad. And now when you see with this, I think we have successfully replaced John Stones. We have successfully replaced John Stones and all of our Ake and all of our defense. To be honest, Savinho. Because you see, we have Victor Reis coming back. Victor Reis, Josko Guardiola, Mark Gahey, Cristiano. There's Ruben Diaz. So you have at least five defenders. Zumaba is there, you might not even need him. So you have five defenders already. To be honest, so the defense is done. James Trafford, I think, second choice goalkeeper. It will be a bit tough, but so I think the defense is replaced. Bernardo Silva is the only key point here. A right back maybe, and then Bernardo Silva is key this thing here. And there are views on Bernardo Silva. It seems a reporter City are going all out for Enzo Fernandez because of the relationship Maresca has with Enzo Fernandez. So, and the last time we bought a midfielder from Chelsea, look at what's happened. He's become the best midfielder the Premier League has ever seen. I'm not telling Enzo Fernandez will become that, but you never know. Kovacic. Elliot Anderson. I think one of Elliot Anderson and Enzo Fernandez will be coming in. Maybe Elliot Anderson, and that should solve a lot of our issues. And I think the team is primed again. The team is primed to dominate. Aru says, why the fuck did I predict 2-1? Baiju says, where is your energy for your manager's last game? That the players as well. I think there are two things that can happen, Baiju. There are two things. I think there are two things that can happen by Aji with the energy thing because I always go back to what happened when Klopp told he was going because that Liverpool team was almost on course to win the Premier League title. They were in the race, I think, 2 seasons back, 3 seasons back, maybe 3 seasons back. And once Klopp announced that, suddenly the energy of the players dropped. Suddenly the energy of the players dropped and the players were not performing to that level. So I just think the emotional thing and all of it has got to the players. That's why there's not that much of energy. You're drowned in that emotion, I think. And by the way, there's nothing to play for as well, other than it's your manager's farewell game. So I think we underestimate that. But I've seen that happen with Klopp's team. Also, I think we love to come back, Arush. We love to come back from two something score lines against Aston Villa, right? And also, I think we are gonna win with late goals, like how the DNA of the club is. On the final day, City does not want to win a stupid 2-0 victory. Final day, late goals, goosebumps. That is what this club is all about. Cardenas is Pep going out with a loss. Damn, it just shows that what? Ryan, I almost wanted to shout, what a goal! And wow, he is surely not a left footer. Wow, how can you tell you're a left footer and strike something like that with your right foot? Absolutely wow. By says this season, Pep making Champions League mistakes in league games too, including today when the Bournemouth game was a mistake, not starting one of Sharky or Foden. We discussed it here, I think, right, Baiji? Gautam says, oh, Enzo, Maresca, our wishes for the next season, shall we do blog and all like we discussed last year? Yes, Iris. We can do that thing as well, a podcast thing like we discussed. Yeah. We'll surely do that. We discussed it last year, but then we got busy with our with our thing. Surely, Iris. Surely, we'll do that. We'll do that, Iris. I'll get in touch with you. Surely, Arush. Yes, we'll do that. New transition, new year, and we could also take our channel into new content and all of those things. We'll do that surely. Gautam says, "This is what please not lose it. So many overpaid clowns in starting lineup today. I think 3-2. I think 3-2. I think 3-2. We will get to 3-2. I think we will get to 3-2. I think we'll win it 3-2. I have a gut feeling we'll win it 3-2. Bayaji says, I felt Sharky was a bit arrogant and casual after that Arsenal game. Lost the ball so many times around the box at Everton. Maybe the reason Pep dropped him. Just my observation. Yes. Agree with you, Bayaji. I think he was a little bit casual against Everton. You know, the thing is, I don't mind Sharky trying to give through balls. I don't mind Sharky trying to give through balls and losing the ball. That can happen. You know, at Everton, what was painful was Ryan Sharky lost the ball when it was at his feet. You know, trying to dribble through a low block. I think the principle is whenever it's an absolute low block, I think break it down by passing. If you dribble, make sure that you dribble when even if you lose the ball, the rest defense is perfect. I think Sharky lost the ball in a bit of dangerous areas. But again, I think looking back at that Everton game, I think that one game showed us probably that we were just that little bit away from being ready for the title because it goes to 1-1 and we were not stable. Again, like I always said, I always go back to those years under Pep Guardiola, the first 3 years in the Champions League, Monaco, Lyon, Spurs. What has happened there? We do good in the game, then opponent comes back and we freeze, and opponent wins the game. There was an element of that in that Everton game. There was surely an element of that because 1-1 was not, frightening territory. Well, take it out. 2-1 was not panic territory as well. No. But at 1-1, City could have easily won it 3-1, to be honest. So that is that element, that mentality element that needs to be polished in this new team. Yeah, you're right about that observation. But then he should have played Foden at least, right? He should have played Foden at least. And after that Everton game, again Sharky was good by Ajay. Sharky was good after that Everton game. I don't know, was it against Palace? Sharky was good again. And then Sharky did not start in the Chelsea game. And when Sharky came on in the Chelsea game, Sharky opened things up again. Sharky was good. And again in that Bournemouth game, Sharky did not start. And when Sharky came on again, we looked good. I think he had an assist for that Haaland goal. Though that was Haaland's goal, but in general. So, I mean, apart from that Everton first half, I think Sharky, yes, he was casual there. But again, I think Sharky was good even after that as well. Sharky was good. I'll just look at the scores again. Spurs 1-0, Liverpool 1-0, Salah's and Robertson's. Oh, it's 1-1, Liverpool Brentford. This is interesting. West Ham scores against Leeds. Wow. Tati scores, Valentin Castel no scores against Leeds. That is interesting. Yes, 1-0. It's another corner for Aston Villa. Gautam says, well, we are also losing Pep Linders, and also Gautam, we are also losing Colo Toure, it seems. So the entire staff is going, and I don't think Pep Linders would anyway have worked under Enzo Maresca, because if I have to be honest with you, both are of almost the same experience grade. Yes, Maresca has 2 more years experience in management than Linders, but I think both are actually a similar experience level. One has been assistant under Klopp, one has been assistant under Pep. So I would find it a little bit surprising if Pep Linders worked with Enzo Maresca, to be honest. I think Maresca will get his own team there. Harris says, what do you think of Pep's new position? Do you think it will have some kind of major impact? Pep's new position, I didn't get your question, Harris. Sorry. Pep's new position, I think maybe it's a typo error or something. Pep's new position. I didn't get your question. I'm sorry. Could you explain that a bit more? Reinhardt now coming on. Arus says Pep has become global ambassador for CFG. Now how will it impact us? I don't think it will ever. You think, right, okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Arus, I'm sorry. I thought you were asking about some new player's position as Pep. Yes, exactly. But I just maybe ask. Yes, exactly. I didn't know that. I didn't know that news. I'm sorry. I just thought maybe Arush had some typo for a player's new position and instead type Pep. So I'm sorry with that. I didn't know about that. Guardiola. We have a lot of fans in America, but I think it will help City gain more fans in Asia, for example, especially the Indian market. If you see like that, I think Indian market is something I've heard they're aiming for. Probably you could see Pep Guardiola. I mean, now they're not associated with ISL, but if they were, maybe they could get Pep Guardiola here. I think and all, but I don't see that position. Yeah, exactly, Arush. I don't see that position having that huge of an impact. But a lot of people are asking, where do you see Pep Guardiola going? Board for that. I think Pep Guardiola's next target will be the Italian league. I think he'll take over Juventus, the old lady. I think he'll take over Juventus, the old lady. Just looking at Barcelona, Bayern Munich, his come to City. I think John Stones there is absolutely is emotional. There, Bernardo Silva is emotional. Let us go for the win, guys. Let us go for the win. I think I see him taking over Juventus there and reviving Juventus to its old glory. I see him going to Italy and being there for a few years and then maybe going to a national team. That's how I actually see it. Then maybe managing a national team like Brazil or something like that. I think he's always wanted to manage Brazil, if I'm not wrong. So Pep going to Juventus will be interesting. Adam's global ambassador is just a term used to keep him associated with the CFG, especially for brand deals and expansion of CFG and call him for certain brand events and all. Yeah, I think that very much is the impact. Kovacic doing well. Adam says yes, if Mariska has an issue regarding something and if he asks for help, he'll be getting advice from Pep. Hell, the Mikel Arteta told that he was getting advice from Pep on how to deal with. I think that he was talking about some Champions League game and he was taking advice from Pep. And by the way, I think a lot of people don't know that Mikel Arteta and Pep Guardiola meet often in their restaurant and they have a restaurant in Manchester, Pep Guardiola. So just look at the amount of managers is left behind. Enzo Maresca, Mikel Arteta, Vincent Kompany was sort of he's taken the advice from Pep and all. Vincent Kompany is there, so just look at the managers Pep Guardiola is made. And I think, I mean, I don't know if people agree with it or not. Alex Ferguson might have won a lot more trophies, he might have had longevity, but just for the pure impact of just for creating the type of impact of how teams, right from non-league teams to kids playing in the school to the premier level of football, which is the English Premier League in England, how Pep Guardiola has impacted the way football is played, how they talk about football in England and all of that, how passing out from the back, high lines, centre back splitting wide, midfielders going into the middle. I mean, England has never seen things like that, to be honest. England has never seen things like that, to be honest. So just think, just for the sheer impact of how he's affected the game, how he's made more leaders. This is the hallmark of great leadership: is making more, creating more leaders. And Pep has surely done that in terms of the managers he's helped produce. So I think for me, just for all of those things, he's the best manager in England. You could argue, but for me, if I look at it from the perspective of the impact he's had on English football and all of those things and how players think about the game, I think it's Pep Guardiola, the best manager England has ever seen. At least my perspective. Aru says, "Oh, thanks, Gautam, for clearing it up." Yes, thank you, Gautam. Aru says, "Let me be delusional. Pep leaving is just a way to make other managers feel more confident. He'll be operating everything with Maresca. Biggest conspiracy theory, Sigma." It's the Sigma theory. There are these YouTube videos with the laser Sigma eyes, right? That's what you can have with Pep Guardiola projecting that laser Sigma eyes and controlling everything that Maresca does. Gautam says yes, Arteta took help from Pep for Madrid match. Iniesta also entered the management arena. Yes, he's in the Saudi league. He's gone to some club. It seems Saudi have offered Pep Guardiola $150 million per year. I don't think Pep will go there. It's not about money anymore for Pep Guardiola, to be honest. Kadams is waiting for Gundo to enter as well, and waiting for the second season of Vincent Kompany as well. And I'm also more interested, guys, in Ryan McIdo. Ryan McIdo has absolutely been superb. So, he's played an FA Cup match for us. I don't remember against whom, but he's played an FA Cup match for us, and he's been very, very good. And he's been very, very good. Didn't look out of place. I think Ryan McIdo in place of Savinho would not be bad at all. You can sell Savinho 30 million, 40 million, bring Ryan McIdo in would be promoting the youth and also Ryan McIdo is explosive. He's good in the dribble. He's good. His crosses are good. So if not an upgrade, he'll at least be in the same level of Savinho. Having brought up with the same principles, you can sell Savinho for 30 million. I think 30 million would be good enough. Aru says, I like Heskey as well. Yes, Heskey also, I think, got some minutes. And was it in the Carabao Cup or FA Cup? I don't remember. But Emil Heskey, he is. He's got minutes, to be honest. But I think looking at the pathway, I don't think there's an exact pathway for Heskey into the team, Arush. I think, but there is a pathway for Ryan McIdo into the team, if I'm really honest, because that right wing slot is open. It's up for grabs. I don't think Savinho has taken it. And Makaido's finishing is much, much better. If I'm not wrong, he in the FA Youth Cup final, did he score the goal or did he assist? His finishing is superb as well. RSS Simpson, Pussy is yes, it's a loan. He's not on transfer. It's a loan. But is he on loan for some club in Scotland? I don't know. I remember his on loan club in Scotland. I don't know. And also we must remember Max Align. Max Align did well for us in the couple of games when we had the defensive crisis. Align is two-footed, and Align got a good pass on him. So Align's also there, and we must all not forget Victor Rees. He is the best young defender in La Liga this season. Victor Rees. He's led a Girona defense who's fighting relegation. Victor Reis, we must not forget. They say he is the next Thiago Silva, is the next Marquinhos, is that good. 19 years of age and is already at the heart of the defense of a team fighting relegation in La Liga. Gautam says a loss to end the era. I guess that's how it was supposed to end. That's that's probably how that's probably a message, Gautam, that no one is bigger than destiny. I think you cannot write your own destiny. You might be big as mighty as they get, like Pep Guardiola, but at the end, I think destiny is the ultimate decider. That's what, as they say, no one can have the right to decide their destiny. What a save from James Trafford! What a save! Aru says, can Micah play on right wing? I know he has a strong right foot, but I don't think I've seen him on right. Sometimes I don't remember clearly. Even I don't remember clearly, to be honest, Taros. He has a strong right foot, but I don't remember clearly, to be honest. I don't remember clearly. Can he play on the right wing or not? No, I don't remember as well. Makaido will flourish, and so is yes. Divin Mukasa is super bad. Ryan Makaido, can he play on the right wing? I think he has to. I think he has to. Arosh, I think he has to. He has the quality to adapt. He has the quality to adapt. Right now, he has the quality to adapt. Because I think the only pathway into the team is right wing. Because left side is Jeremy Doku. He is, if you look at the dribbles, the take-ons, he's the best winger in the world right now. Best winger in Europe right now in terms of the dribbles and all. Goals wise, you might say top three, but for me, he's the best left winger in the world right now. Yes, there's Quatskelia and all, but Quatskelia, there's Quatskelia top three. You could say Jeremy Doku is that good. Can we score a goal to spice it up? Jeremy Doku, what a gem we have unlocked in Jeremy Doku as well. RSS, I think after that blunder against Bodo, Elaine hasn't played a single minute for us, and it's tough on him because Bodo Glimt just didn't beat us. Bodo Glimt went and defeated Atletico Madrid. Bodo Glimt went and defeated, I think if I'm not wrong, an Ital Juventus. So I think Bodo Glimt defeated Atletico Madrid at home, and they were very good. Phil Foden scores. Let's go. Come on. Phil Foden scores. Come on, City. This is how. 3-2. 3-2. This is how this era. Look at Pep. Look at Pep. 3-2. 3-2, guys. 3-2. Can it happen again? 3-2. Can it happen again? 3-2. 3-2. Arus is out of topic, but would you watch along UCL final? Probably no. Arus, probably no. I don't want to watch. Uh, I don't enjoy watching Arsenal playing anyway, so probably I'll not do a watch along for that. I don't want to do a watch along for UCL final. They're cancelling the bloody goal. It's offside. It's offside. Maybe the era is not meant to end like that. Offside. Exactly. Exactly. Offside. But why is it offside? Why is it offside? Why is it offside? Yeah, why is it offside? Why is it offside? Did they show the wrong graphic? Why is it offside? Gautam, can someone tell me? Did they show the wrong graphic? Why is it offside? Why is it offside? Did they show the wrong graphic, Gautam? Why is it offside? Did they show the wrong graphic there? Guys, why is it offside? Did they show the wrong graphic there? Because the graphic I've seen, Aston Villa player was offside. Why? I mean, Aston Villa player was playing Phil Foden on. Why is it offside? Why is it offside? VAR has been found out. Why is it offside? But in the graphic, but in the graphic, you have seen that Foden is inside the line, right? Maybe I've seen the wrong graphic then. Why is it? What the hell is this? Will they draw? Baji says they did same at Newcastle. Exactly that Newcastle. I mean, VR has been an absolute joke, Bayaji. थोड़ा पता करो भैया जी वीआर में जॉब कैसे करते हैं वीआर में जॉब कैसे मिलता है because in any job in the world you're rewarded and given bonuses for being competent and being good at your work. I think VR is the only job in the world where you're rewarded and defended for being incompetent. The more incompetent, the more bonuses you'll get in VR. Gautam says the commentator said as per VR Foden's back was off, but the lines that they drew, Gautam, I mean, since I'm switch off the commentary, I can only see the graphic, but in the graphic, the lines that they drew, Foden was on. The last line was of the Villa defender. That's why City players are also asking. Let's check the scores because of other teams. Just imagine a West Ham winning and Spurs losing. Wow, West Ham 3 leads nil. It's 2 nil actually. Burnley Wolves is 1-1. Wow. Arsenal 2, Palace 1. Mateta scores. Fulham 2, Newcastle 0. Liverpool Brentford 1-1. Forest Bournemouth 1-1. Spurs Everton 1-0. West Ham leads 3-0, but it might just be too late for West Ham. Gautam says, but exactly, it's not offside. That's what. That's the thing, Gautam. That's the thing. When the players were shouting on the field, it's not offside. I don't know what they're doing that. Baiji says they're still doing the assignment of letting Arsenal win the league. And now they've been caught red-handed. Now they've been caught red-handed. I think there'll be a lot of screenshots of that trending on Twitter. We'll have to see. Aru says Starboy was so close. I really want him to shine again. Aros, clearly, what I thought in January was when we signed 71K. Yeah, what I thought was if there's one player who can win us the league, it's yes, we have Haaland, we have Sherky, but it's Foden. Because 2022-23 season, if you remember, Haaland was injured, we had De Bruyne was injured. Phil Foden scores 19 goals that season, PFA Player of the Year award, and wins us the league on his own. A lot of goals from outside the box. We were one nil down to Everton. Foden scores. 1-0 down to Brentford. Foden scores a praise and rescues us. Phil Foden is an absolute game changer, and I've not seen Saka do that once. I've not seen Saka do what Foden did once. And this season as well, the referees won Arsenal the league. I don't know what anyone says, but the referees won Arsenal the league. That's all. Ah, I think the players have emotionally, they are just going through the motions. Their entire thing is on Pep Guardiola retiring and all. I'll not blame them for that. Everything is on Pep Guardiola. Not retiring, Pep Guardiola leaving, Bernardo Silva leaving. It's an end of an era, so it's emotionally it will take its toll. Jeremy Doku, exactly. It is not offside like Gautam saying as well. That's why I'm asking Bayaji, how do you get a job in war in VR? One last thing, Jeremy. One last dance. 30 seconds, almost close to 30 seconds of this era to go. One last dance, Jeremy. Not to be. It's not to be. I think the referee will blow here. Abhishek says City connects manager con Enzo Maresca. Pep Guardiola walking up and down, and then Unai Emery there. Look at Unai Emery speaking to Pep Guardiola. He's saying, if Arsenal would not have won the league title last match, I would have given you the win here, Pep. Don't worry, Pep. That's what Unai Emery was telling Pep Guardiola. And that's it. The referee's blown the final whistle. The great man Pep Guardiola goes into the twilight. He walks slowly into the dusk of the setting sun. That's what I would say is slowly walking into the shadows. He's congratulating everybody. Final whistle's not there. I'm sorry, but it's almost the one final whistle of his career at City. Pep Guardiola, the one last final whistle that he'll hear at the Etihad. And that's it. The whistle's been blown. Pep Guardiola walking onto the Etihad pitch for one last time. It's an emotional moment for all of us. He's been associated with us. He's become a muscle memory for us. He's become a part of us for the last decade. He's been a part of us for the last decade of our lives, and that really tells you a lot. He's slowly walking into the shadows. He's walking into the shadows of his last footsteps on this grass on the Etihad Stadium. You can look at his eyes; they're all moist. You can look at the fans. The fans are clapping. The eyes are moist. Just look at the referees as well. I mean, it's just a surreal day. It's a day each of us City fans, each of us knew. It's a day that would come eventually, but it's a day that each of us dreaded. It's a day each of us thought secretly wished never came. As was emphasized in Pep Guardiola's speech, that if eternal was a reality, then this would be, this would where. eternity would be at this football club. So that word just sums up everything. Look at Pep Guardiola there, John Stones, that Liverpool moment where he clears the ball like centimeters, 2 centimeters from the goal line, won us a title, marching into the midfield in those Champions League games, was the best defender in the world in that season. Bernardo Silva always runs his heart out, wears City in his heart. That Real Madrid game, Bernardo Silva, always a blue, will always be a blue. Nathan Ake, probably the most unsung hero out of the three, never gets the credit, but Nathan Ake was pivotal to that treble winning season as well. Played it left back against wingers like Rodrigo, Serge Gnabry, Leroy Sané, all of those wingers. Nathan Ake was always there whenever he was called upon. Just look at Nathan Ake there. What a player he's been to the club. He's been that unsung hero. Never complains when sitting on the bench, always comes up and does the job. An absolute leader, Nathan Ake over there. Erling Haaland, always love his style. He doesn't have any particular style. Just look at it, white cap. Watch, what the hell is that? His last corner sums up our set piece routine for 2 seasons. Hopefully, the set piece coach is also going by Aji. Bayaji says Mariska first job, freshen up our midfield. Mariska first job, fire the set piece coach. Bayaji fire the set piece coach. Gautam says, thank you, Pep, from dusk till dawn. You will always be the best manager in the world. He is the best manager the world has ever seen. He is the best manager England has ever seen. And this photo, Bernardo Silva and Pep Guardiola in this frame that they are showing, wow, that really emphasizes what it's been. That really emphasizes what this decade at City have been, Pep Guardiola and Bernardo Silva. And I think there was a very famous statement that Pep Guardiola has made. I think in the last, I think it was 7, 8 years back, he said, I cannot imagine me being at this club without Bernardo Silva. And I think that is what is being right here. Wow. Look at Yosko, look at John Stones there, John Stones, Margiehi. Hopefully they start in. I don't know if I'm wrong, but I think Stones has been selected for England World Cup, right? So Stones and Gay probably they start. Rodri there, Rodri and Pep Guardiola. Rodri's won the Ballon d'Or. I think one of the most proudest moments for Pep Guardiola is a CDM winning the Ballon d'Or under his watch, under his management. He's had Sergio Busquets, Xabi Alonso, the best CDMs the world has ever seen, but none of these earlier CDMs have won a Ballon d'Or under him, and Rodri's done that. So he'll be very proud of that, very proud of his achievement. People have always said, well, Pep has always had Busquets and Xabi Alonso, but he's made Rodri and has made Rodri into Ballon d'Or, the best CDM in world football. Wow. I mean, the story associated with each of the player through the decade that Pep Guardiola has, each one speaks volumes, right from making Raheem Sterling to be in that 1 or 2 years, I think 18, 19, 19, 20, those years, Raheem Sterling was was the best winger in the Premier League, is one of the best in the world, right from making Raheem Sterling that to making Zinchenko know he can play as a left back, to playing Fabian Delph at left back and winning the league, playing Zinchenko at left back and going to a Champions League final, playing Matheus Nunes at right back. And Nunes is the best right back in the Premier League right now. Top two, at least 8 assists, 3 goals. Playing Nico O'Reilly at left back when he was a cam originally, bringing John Stones into that midfield and creating a new position. I mean, the stories are endless. You could spend a decade just telling stories of how Pep Guardiola transforms players and makes them realize their potential. This is just this is just surreal. This is just surreal. And I still can't believe it. I'm still thinking, is this a dream or is this really that Pep is leaving us? Full house, full house. The atmosphere has been very good today. The atmosphere has been emotional. It's had that wetness in the air. Even though it was a sunny day, it was wet today. That it had that sort of moisture, this thing in the air. Everyone, somehow or the other is losing a part of their self with Pep Guardiola leaving today. John Stones leaving today, with Bernardo Silva leaving today, with Nathan Ake leaving today. That's almost our treble defense, with the exception of right back. That's almost our treble defense, treble season defense. It's days like this that remind you. It's days like this that remind you to enjoy each moment. You know, when we were winning those, when we were winning those games against Real Madrid, when we were winning those, when we were winning trophies, uh, when we were winning trophy after trophy, when we were, winning four in a row. I think I think one of the message, I, 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 I think one of the message to all the fans was, and we were talking about it as well a lot of times here, that enjoy the moment, because you know how long they will last. And this is true about things we do in life as well, because in life you think you're in a good place, and you think, and you think, wow, I'll 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 enjoy it after the next 10 years, or I'll enjoy it after I retire, and all of those things. But it's moments like these, seeing 10 years of Pep, and it's moments like these that make you realize that it's important to enjoy each moment as well. It's important to be in the thick of each moment as well. 10 years with Pep, and I'm sure every one of us have enjoyed this 10 years with Pep. I still remember that there are these short videos, not exactly shorts, but short videos, 2 3 minutes videos. I think in the treble winning season, after we won against Madrid, I just went out and sat on the steps of my terrace, and I recorded like 2 minutes of videos, just telling how we won against Bayern. I think was the first win over two legs, and then Madrid, and then those two legs, and then the Inter Milan final. There are those 3 4 5 videos there. I think I'm gonna go back and look back on it as memories. That Aston Villa stream, all of those things where we have lived the memories together. And the beautiful thing about this is, at least more than half of the pepper, at least half of the pepper, we have lived the memories together on this channel. Being together in the defeats and enjoying the victories together. It's moments like these, like the pepper is coming to an end, that always makes me wonder and think, like not just in football, generally as well. Like we go and, for example, watch the sunset, but we are never able to enjoy that sunset fully. We are always thinking, how will I complete the task my manager gave me, or how am I going to complete the assignment? What am I going to do? How am I going to do that at work? And all. We're never completely enjoying the moment. What this tells us is, enjoy the moment completely, because you never know when it will last, when it could be the final this thing. Be it in football and be it in life. That what a ride we have had with Pep Guardiola. What a ride we have had with Pep Guardiola. And by the way, guys, honestly, I know you all are disappointed that we didn't win the title this season, but this is a successful season for us. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. Two domestic cups in a transitional season, and also the season when your manager is leaving. Two domestic cups fought till the end. The last two matches in the Premier League. This is a successful season, guys, and I think it was Gautam who put it brilliantly. He said that we fight against ourselves. Last season, where were we? This season, where are we? We fight against ourselves. And that is what we have honestly done throughout the Pep era. Pep has taught us how to fight against ourselves. It feels surreal. Feels absolutely surreal, to be honest. Let me check the final scores. Of course, Villa 2, 1, United 3, Brighton nil, Burnley, Wolves 1-1, Arsenal 2, Palace 1, Fulham 2, Newcastle nil, Liverpool, Brentford 1-1, Forest, Bournemouth 1-1, Sunderland 2, Chelsea 1, Spurs 1, Everton nil. Let me check my fantasy scores as well. Gautam says yes, live every moment of life as if it's your last. Exactly, enjoy the moment. Enjoy the moment. That's the thing, Gautam. Just because it feels magical, and we have experienced that, right? That Real Madrid game when we were winning 4-1. Wow, that was a real experience. We were actually involved in the game through that 90 minutes. You do not have any other bother. You're just into the game, and honestly, I think Adam, that's what makes football so good. And these 10 years of Pep even more better, because through the 90 minutes of this of football game, following City or watching whatever could be happening in your life, that 90 minutes you're suddenly mesmerized by the football. You want your team to win, you're cheering the team, you're always in the moment. I think that is the beauty of sport. It takes you into reality, and you enjoy and cherish each and every moment. You absolutely enjoy and cherish each and every moment. I'll just see my fantasy league final standings as well. Well, I have got 40 points. I have got 40 points without the bonuses added. So how much bonus will we be getting? Uh, I'm just counting my bonuses. How many bonuses will we be getting? Salah has two bonus. Salah has one bonus, in fact, and Sunderland, Chelsea. Palinia scored a goal for me, so Palinia has three bonus for West Ham. Matthews Fernandez has two Defcon, and Matthews Fernandez has one bonus, so 3, 2, 5. So I think we are getting five bonus points. So we end up in 45 points. The second place guy is 22 points plus two bonus. I think he's end up in 24, 27 points. So we have he's ending up on 27 points for this game week, and I already have 17-point lead, and I have got 45 points. So I won the fantasy league. But the third place guy, interestingly, has got 57, 60. He's got bloody 62. He's got at least 62 points. So that is actually interesting. So I'll have to count that up. He's got 62 points. So I'll have to count that up, but Yeah, so we have won the so I won the fantasy league as well. That 17-point lead, but anyway, again, like I'm telling, it feels surreal, and honestly, this end of the season feels different. It doesn't feel different because we have not won the Premier League, because we have won the two trophies, but it feels different because Pep Guardiola will not be with us. It's almost like you're moving out of your hometown, and or you're moving out of your hostel or something that you've been there for the last 4 years and with friends and all, and suddenly tomorrow you know that you'll not be there. You'll have to return back to your home, or go to another city and all. That's how it feels. A part of us will not be there with us. Come tomorrow, come the next time, City will take the field. The preseason will be interesting. The transfer business will be interesting. And like Gautam said, yes, live every moment of life as as if it's your last. And honestly, I'll try to inculcate that in my life as well from now on. Anyway, guys, been a beautiful stream with all of you guys here today. We've had a lot of, lot of interaction, lot of comments, and as always, it's been wonderful. It's absolutely been wonderful, been emotional, been wonderful, because this journey, at least for half of Pep's time here, maybe a little bit less than half, we have been together here, you guys and me in this community. We have done, losses together. We have celebrated City's titles together. We were there last season where City was absolutely down in the dumps. And we were there when we won the title with Villa. We were there when we won the Champions League. We were there together. So, like they said, together is the motto of the club. That's what they say about City, and the same thing I would say about all of us fans as well, all of our community as well here. Together is the motto. Together we stand with the club. And again, like I said, I would just like to end it up with a part of me, and I'm sure a part of you all, has left with Pep Guardiola leaving the Etihad pitch for the last time, and honestly feels emotional, feels sad, but then again goes on to show that even the mighty have to bow, even the most mighty of people have to bow down before time and walk and walk out. And Pep Guardiola is the mightiest has walked across football pitches in England, who has walked the land of England. He is the mightiest as they come, the greatest manager to have ever played, to have ever set foot in England, and the greatest manager in world football, Pep Guardiola. Take a bow, Pep Guardiola, and wishing Pep Guardiola all the best from all of our Man City Unplugged community here. Wishing you all of the very best in whatever you wish to do in your life afterwards, and I'm sure you'll always have City in your heart as well. And in the same way, tribute to Bernardo Silva, John Stones, Nathan Ake, and all of you all have truly made our you all have truly made our moments memorable. Yeah. If true, you all might have left the Etihad pitch, but you have not left our hearts. You have already been etched in our hearts and will always be till the very end. See you all, guys, and thank you, Gautam. Thank you, Bayaji. Thank you, Arush, and thank you, Kandinya, for for being with me and on this very very special day, and in a way a sad and a joyous day as well. This is the kind of day in which you see rainbow. It's the sun is shining on one side and also it's moist, and the clouds are pouring and the rain is pouring down on the other side, and as a result a beautiful rainbow appears. That is what today is. I don't want to end the farewell which I'm giving to Pep and Bernardo and Stones and Ake, but like I said, all the good things have to come to an end. So see you all, guys, and take care again.